Hello, and thank you for listening to the Guild of Un-Medicated Hijinks.
Hi, everybody. This is Michael, a.k.a. Geek-Daddy. Welcome to the Graveyard with Geek-Daddy, where, hey, everything is lovely late at night because, well, we're alone in the darkness with each other.
Oh,
Maybe
Geek-Daddy.
Yeah, I earned that nickname a long time ago. Maybe not that long ago.
How long ago was not that long ago?
Year and a half.
Oh my god.
I know.
That's so long.
Ago.
No one was alive then.
Maybe a few people. A few billion.
I know. I've checked.
Yeah.
So what do you want to talk about today in the land of geekery?
Good question.
Uh-oh.
Doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo.
What's your question?
What should we talk about in the land of geekery? I didn't know this was a geekery-based show.
Well, I thought that was the idea. It was going to be Graveyard with Geek-Daddy, so you're going to talk about the geekery in the graveyard.
But we already talked about the geekery on Church of Geekology.
Well, then what would you like to talk about today?
That's whatever's darkening our bouncy little heads. Oh, Brandon.
You do realize there's too much to get out on one microphone, right?
I know. That's why you have two. And there's two of us.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, I'd have to hook up a lot more microphones, and I'd need more mouths. Ever so many more mouths. I don't know, what sort of dark and bleak things are in your mind?
Lately, how I'm very thankful coffee has prevented me from murdering many, many people who seem to be utterly in love with the idea of crashing their cars in front of each other in a very small parking lot at work.
Really? I would think that coffee would be the method by which you would have the energy to get up and kill people who need it.
Well, you see, I'm a sociopath, so I already have that particular amount of energy because that's, just there in case.
Oh, there's no
reasons.
guarantee of that. Now, a sociopath is just someone who lacks common empathy.
Right.
It doesn't necessarily mean you're energetic about it. You can be a lazy-ass sociopath.
Right, which, in general, I am. It's just I happen to have that energy there just as a little pocket of, fuck, okay, fine, honey, I'll be back. I'm delivering flowers.
Oopsies.
But no, it's kind of nice, actually, having that extra boost of energy that helps me remind me that, no, just bury that down, blend in like everyone else. Don't hurt them.
Well, that's true, too. But then again, I'm also the one that has promulgated the theory, the concept, the idea. I think it could really work, especially around where we live, near Madison, Wisconsin, with all the idiots and their bikes and all the jackasses that go to the college in town that I have to drive through every day. I think it should be legal for everyone who operates a vehicle to hit one per year. I think more than one is a little ridiculous, but you should be allowed to hit one, as long as it's not against traffic. I mean, if they actually have the walk signal, let them walk. But if they're just wandering around aimlessly with their headphones on and don't really know what's going on and think they're protected just because they're a pedestrian, hit them. Think about how much that would wake up the average college student. I mean, you think about it like they just kind of wander through their day like, I'm just going to stumble over here, I'm going to stumble over there, and oh, look, drinking and underage sex. Whereas if you hit one, just one. If everyone was allowed to hit one per year, you don't necessarily even have to kill them. Just hit one per year. I'm willing to bet they're going to be really careful about following all the traffic laws, about making sure they get from point A to point B in a safe, responsible manner so that no one drives over them.
And congratulations, Darwinian has been brought back into the world where people are now actually afraid for their lives instead of being complacent morons.
It doesn't count as Darwinism unless you're actually intending to kill them. Otherwise, if you're just maiming them, then technically they can still reproduce.
Well, the particular laws over in China. If you actually kill someone with your vehicle, you don't have to pay for any medical bills. You just have to pay for their funeral. That's it.
Well, that's reasonable.
Yeah. Versus if they're still alive, then you have to pay for the medical bills, including any other kind of bills if they are unable to work.
See, I'm thinking that, like, if they get hit because they were walking against the light or doing something stupid or not paying attention to what they were doing or just riding a bicycle the way everyone in a city seems to ride a bicycle, which is across every single lane with absolutely no regard for where they are or who's around them, I feel like the bill for all the medical care they need at that point or their funeral should be tacked onto their student expenses. I feel like that should just be an expansion of student loan. Like, your student loan is now $35,000 more expensive to cover the hip and leg replacement you need.
Right.
Plus skin grafts and, physical therapy and pain drugs. Oh, I don't want the pain drugs. I'm just saying, either being in crippling debt or being crippled by your debt or being crippled and not in debt would really kind of like get them to pay a little bit more attention to what's going on. That's just my thought on the subject, and I'm just right. So, but that's the sort of dark thing that goes through my head.
Punish stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least not reward it.
Yeah. So anyway, your turn. Tell us about the dark evil things in your mind.
Well, let's particularly see. Earlier today, there was this lovely lady who decided to say, "Hi, I'm going to drop this note off, say I need this room by this time, and walk away." Now, where I work at, I'm a security guard. Mm-hmm. And generally speaking, through years and years of service, I have absolutely hate the excuse, "It's not my job." Mm-hmm. No, it's understandable where I can say I can't do that, not necessarily because it's not my job, but because my job does not give me access to that. Yeah. It does work. For instance, I cannot book rooms for people. I can check on them, but I cannot book them. Mm-hmm. This lady just assumed because I'm at the desk during the day that I can, and walked away. So she comes down an hour later during her time. "I need that room." "Congratulations." "Well, I need it." "Cool. Aren't you going to do anything?" "I can't." "Why didn't you book it for me?" "Because I can't." Mm-hmm. "But I need it." "Congratulations." And here she is getting more and more frustrated, and I'm just there calm because, well, I can't do anything.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't, it's like, why didn't you perform surgery? Because that's not my job. I'm not a doctor. I can't do that. I mean, if I tried it, it would be called murder.
Right.
But no, like, I had an evil thought recently. Because I swear to God, everywhere I go, mm-hmm. some jackass, usually in large groups of jackasses,
because they travel in herds,
are on their phones playing Pokemon Go. Mm-hmm. Now, I hate Pokemon. Mm-hmm. I hate it passionately. I think it's like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. But I have to admit, what Nintendo and Google have done there is fantastic. It's amazing. It's wonderful technology. It's brilliant. I am excited by the very concept of what they're doing. I just wish it wasn't Pokemon. And it drives me completely batshit insane that these retarded little animated characters have now garnered the attention, I'm pretty sure it's due to the technology, garnered the attention of my superiors at work, the parents of all the children that our children deal with, my children, God help us all, the vape store we go to, everyone is running around like, oh my God, there's a insert wretched name of insipid small imaginary creature here, just down the block. Let's go get it. Zoom. It's completely ridiculous, but as I said, I really like the technology involved. I think it's a fascinating concept, and I think if it were created in a different idiom, mm-hmm. I would be all over it. Like I would be living on this concept, but there's a way to make it work for people like us that do not like Pokemon.
Now, I do like the sociological ramifications that they're getting people off of their asses and interacting in a way that does not require a chat forum. It's like, oh my God, there's this giant photon-emitting carcinogenic ball of plasma in the sky. Yes, it's called the sun. Even I get to see it every once in a while.
Where's the daughter? No, and that's one of the things I have seen, and everyone I've talked to on it has commented. It's like, wow, like in our neighborhood, we're actually getting to know our neighbors finally because we're all going to the same places trying to catch Pokemon. And I'm like, that's fantastic. I love that plan. I just hate Pokemon.
Right.
So it really doesn't involve me.
It's like if they made the same thing for, like, zombie killing.
Yeah. But I'm like, haha.
You had to stop at places to get, like, ammo.
I have an idea. Something that could work. Something that could bring in the rest of the people that don't like Pokemon. An addition to it called Pokemon Sniper. Where those of us who don't like Pokemon, and I swear to God, go ahead. Charge me $10 a month for the service. I'll pay. Get on the same system, except our phones shoot Pokemon and kill them.
In front of people. So it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to catch this Pokemon. Pew! And then all of a sudden you get to see that look.
Not even like that, just being able to run around and hunting Pokemon. Even if I don't run into anyone else, I will be happy to go running around shooting Pokemon in the real world. That will make me happy. I will shoot Pokemon in the real world. I will be happy. I will be going to the same places as other people are trying to go to get the same Pokemon. And not to mention, it'd be so much fun just to run around and hunt Pokemon. Like, what are you doing? I'm hunting Pokemon. And you know, there are all the sick people that hate Pokemon would not only do this, they'd pay the $10 a month. And then you figure the microtransactions on top of that. Like, oh, would you like to upgrade to a rocket launcher with 3 rockets? It's only $49.99. Special today for the next hour. Come on. I'd pay the $50.
Right, especially if it could like knock out a 1-block radius of all Pokemon.
Well, I don't even care about that. I just want to see the Pokemon itself actually splatter. You know, give me the harmonic disruptor that will cause them to vibrate and explode.
So what, for $100, but once a year you get to buy the tactical nuke for Pokemon?
Yeah, just something like that.
Wipes out a city full of people for an hour, just so you can see the social media scream, what happened to it all?
Yeah.
I was going to capture Mewtwo.
Nuclear winter, and you get all the new Pokemon, which are the mutants. But no, like, and I think it would be so much fun. Like, they could change the whole catchphrase. Instead of gotta catch them all, it's gotta save them all from me. You know, and I actually talked to a couple of people who play the Pokemon Go, and I'm like, oh, come on. If this were an option, if my world came true, would you do it? And there, some of them, a lot of them, most of them were actually like, yeah, I would. Right. Yeah. And I'm like, but wouldn't that be great too? Like, you can't get to the Pokemon fast enough before everyone else gets it, so you shoot it. Nobody gets the Pokemon.
And, you know, for the people who actually have emotional attachment to things, you know, they can actually have both. You know, it's like, hey, I can go out and catch Pokemon, and then, you know, when I'm in a particularly bad, depressed mood, I'll kill a bitch.
Yeah, just choke out a few. It'd be awesome. And then if you really want to go, like, Halloween special, just have 1 month where you can get undead Pokemon after we've all killed them. Like, wherever you've killed one, it will actually come out of the ground and as an undead Pokemon. And then you get the undead version of whatever the hell the Pokemon creature is called.
Right, in order to prevent the Pokemon zombie apocalypse, the people who don't play Kill All Pokemon have to basically go and get the game to shoot the zombies to protect their beloved Squirtle.
I don't know. See, I think that I would want to apply an idea that was in a game called Deception for PS1 and PS2 and PS3, actually. That
where you have to set up traps.
Yes. But in the very first one, it was literally so horrible and so sick that you collected bodies. Mm-hmm. You could trade the bodies for traps, or you could turn the bodies into monsters.
I know. I have it.
But what I would want to do is the same thing with Pokemon. Once you get the zombies up, I should be able to capture the zombies and then use them as a method of killing Pokemon.
Right, which is why I kind of like the idea of the zombie Pokemon apocalypse.
But no, but even if you just imagine like October, just October, you have the, okay, this is your one chance to get your zombies, and you get your zombies. And then the rest of the year, everyone's immune from the zombies, but you still have zombies, and you can send them out to eat other Pokemon. Instead of shooting them, zombie.
Well, you got to keep them fed to keep them from decaying till the next October.
I'm just saying, it could be fun. And by next October, obviously, they will have decayed enough that during the month of October, you have to go and get more.
Right.
Oh, darn. And guess where they all are? Wherever your zombie killed them.
So that's it. They really don't need to get a sniper version. They just need a zombie Pokemon version. And you have to culture your own zombie Pokemon.
Both.
Right.
And that way, like, during October, you get all the people who are like, I would never shoot a Pokemon. They're too adorable. But
would you feed one to another one?
But I would shoot the zombies to keep them away from the regular Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of opportunity here for sick, twisted humor, microtransactions. Nintendo and Google could make a crap ton of money if they try.
Right. And, of course, if you do this, Nintendo, you don't really necessarily have to pay us. We'd be happy to do this. Just make the damn thing, please.
Yeah, I will happily hand this idea out just to have you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I would just want to see that actually occur. To me, that would be the pinnacle of awesome right there. Just that it occurred.
Include me in the beta test, please.
Oh, I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute. I will beta test the hell out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tag, it's your turn. Evil idea.
My turn, evil idea? Okay, fine. Instead of Pokemon, Cenobites.
You want to go hunting Cenobites?
No. I want to unleash Cenobites on the Pokemon world.
The only problem with that is that you'd run into some licensing issues because Clive Barker's a sick fuck, and I think he'd like that, but he'd want to get paid for it.
That's what microtransactions are for.
Yeah, I don't know if they could pay him enough, especially to use the Cenobites.
Have us talk to him. I'm pretty sure we could convince him.
No. Oh, my God. I don't know if you've seen any of the latter or more recent interviews with him. He's like, literally, I do not want to talk about those son of a bitch in movies anymore. I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, wrote the book where he finally killed Pinhead just because he's like, look, I'm done.
It's like if J.K. Rowling's like, yeah, I'm done with Harry Potter, and Voldemort kills him. What? You can't do that? Yes, I can, bitches. Drops mic, walks away.
Okay, you know that's not going to happen. She's the first author in history to go over $1 billion in sales.
Mm-hmm. And then gave 3/4 of it all away.
Yeah, but at that point, if you've got over $1 billion, what the hell are you going to do with it?
Right. You can't feasibly spend that much in a lifetime.
Well, you can, but you'd have to buy completely retarded things and be like a Kardashian. Whereas, you know, this is a very plain, practical woman trying to raise kids and just,
right.
you know, be a mom. So she doesn't really give a shit about, you know, the camel fur carpeting or anything like that. So, yeah, she can afford to do that and still be like, look, I am stupidly fucking rich.
I'm rolling, bitch.
They see me rolling.
Oh, fuck.
Weasels.
No, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, they're long enough that they could probably support a human wing, but, you know, the orifice would just kind of just shatter.
No, just sort of strip
kind
apart, but then again, I do that to my actual girlfriend, so, you know.
No, I'm thinking, you know, it might just be one use only.
Details.
Right. Well, that's why ferrets are cheap.
Uh-huh.
They claw, but hey, what's a little pain?
It hurts.
So good.
So yes, but do you have an evil idea that's not building off an evil idea that I've already had?
Evil idea not building off an evil idea that you've already had? Well, let's see. I'd love to maybe try to start a death race.
Uh-huh.
You know, just in general, take the worst of the worst and give them a chance at redemption. Yes, I know it's building off of somebody else's idea once again, and it's not wholly original, but hear me out on this one. Let's open it up to lesser crimes, not necessarily just murder, but everyone. I mean, fuck, they already have NASCAR.
Uh-huh.
God only knows how popular that is.
So how would you set it up, though? I mean, are you talking about like a first-time offenders program, but death race style?
Why not?
Yeah, outside of the logistical problems with it?
It's population control. I mean, who cares about logistical problems? They already own all those prisoners anyways.
Somewhat. The only problem is, technically, they still have to give those prisoners some sort of rights.
Which they can easily sign away with a contract. Granted, there is that little clause in the Constitution that says you can't actually do that, but hey.
It's the Constitution.
Hey, if they're willing to look the other way for Hillary, oh.
Ta-da, you lose.
Mm-hmm. Or win, depending how much money you have.
This is true, too. No, and, let's see, that would be back to my idea. Now, as far as, we were talking before about having a Renaissance fair in my backyard because it's fucking huge and can actually support that. But, you know, one of the things I did want to do, and I still have the designs for, is a kinky Renaissance fair.
A kinky Renaissance fair.
Mm-hmm. I know what you're thinking. Renaissance fairs are already kind of kinky.
Yeah.
I really wanted to ratchet it up. Like, I wanted to do jousting with ponies.
I could just imagine Ravenous in his pony outfit with someone riding on him.
Uh-huh.
We'd have to do it at night, because leather really doesn't breathe all that well during the day.
Well, that's okay. It's just open strapping.
No, fair enough.
Trust me, this is Raven. He plans for this kind of shit.
Right. The guy who jingles when he walks.
Uh-huh.
Who waits for the chance to go through TSA so they can, you know, pat him down. Then back up. Then down again.
Yep. But no, I mean, wouldn't that be awesome? Like, you got the human pony and then the rider on top of the human pony and just do the joust that way.
Oh, God, yes, it'd be awesome. And, you know, you could have, like, actual naked sword fighting.
Uh-huh.
You know, maybe just, well, and you don't, doesn't necessarily need to be swords. Could just be, like, 3-foot-long dildos.
Uh-huh.
And the goal, knock the person out long enough for you to slip that dildo inside of them.
Yeah. Well, no, and just imagine all the heraldry involved.
Mm-hmm.
You know there'd be some interesting imagery on there.
Oh, God, yes. I mean, if you can imagine the female armor in most RPGs where it's really just a metal-clad bikini.
Barely.
Yeah, definitely not beach legal, even on a nudist beach, because they make you take that off. I could pretty much imagine that on every single guy. And the women obviously wear less. So,
Well, no, but also, honestly, also like the heraldry, the banners, the shield designs, and all that.
the trumpets.
The giant fist for the fisters and all that.
Mm-hmm. Fisters, come get your fistery.
Mm-hmm. And as we are, of course, on the Guild of Un-Medicated Hijinks, you have to have medieval guilds as well, like the Wizards Guild, who all play with electricity and fire.
Oh, God, yes. Although I think the fire would mostly be for like the troops, the acting troops.
Well, we could light them on fire. That would be interesting watching them try to act.
Right.
It's like they say, like Disney on Ice, whatever. Now, Disney on Fire, you have something.
Dante's Inferno with actual Inferno, guaranteed awesomeness.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. We'd have to talk to Dante about it, but as long as he's okay with it, I'm okay with it, too.
Right. Hey, I'd be happy to. Pretty sure Alighieri wouldn't mind.
Possibly. But no, it would be a lot of fun to just get everyone together and because if you think about it, so many other kink events already exist, and they are just, well, we're going to do classes during the day, and then at night we're going to have an open dungeon, and there's going to be a little area where people are going to sell a bunch of shit you either don't need or is overpriced.
Right. And this differs from any other kink event. How?
That's the thing, is that's the way every kink event is.
Right. So, throw your own twist on it, like you've discussed repeatedly before.
Yeah, well, and this one's like Ren Fair. A Ren Fair kink event could be a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. Someone should do that. I would do that, honestly, if I had more time, but my time is still limited. I cry about this. I do.
I know you do.
So, let's see.
We have Pokemon Go Kill Yourself.
Yeah, Pokemon Go, or Pokemon Assassin. Pokemon Sniper.
Pokemon's Creed. Snick it.
Pikachu, I slaughter you.
And we have Medieval Kinky Ren Fair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, and you want to do the death race?
Yeah. Well, I just like the actual idea of it, because, some people really, they are in jail for, reasons they shouldn't be in there. And then there are people that really should honestly be in there, but should their sentences really be as long as they actually are? It's like, okay, well, we know how our government works. They really can't change their own laws because, well, that makes sense. Instead, they just add on more and more laws. So, okay, it's just easier to create a law that says, okay, murder is legal under these circumstances. Got it.
Well, that's just the purge.
Yeah.
But,
yeah, but
no, I mean,
you
the thing
really
is,
can't make money off the purge. You can save it, but you can't make money off of it. Unless you're the guy who sells purge security or purge insurance. Which, speaking of which, did you see the newest one?
Not the newest one, no. Actually, I take it back. I've only seen the first one.
Next time I come over, I'll have to loan one to you.
If you insist. Yeah. Yeah, but no, see, the thing about the purge is that A, it wouldn't work, and B, a lot of it's so unfeasible that I keep seeing that, and it just drives me crazy. That's why I got through the first one, but the unfeasibility of it just killed me, and I could not bring myself to watch the others. And as we all know, our incarceration system is completely useless, and it does nothing but eliminate a surplus population.
Right. It basically just takes a shitload of people that you generally don't want out in public and puts them all in one giant contained place where you don't actually have to have them do anything except what you want. Congratulations. It's
7 to 80% of them are not even violent offenders.
Right.
I mean, it's completely pointless. We just don't know what else to do. It's like there's a fun question I like to ask people and just kind of watch their brains fry, which is a hypothetical situation that in theory could happen. Mm-hmm. It's not impossible.
Hence hypothetical.
Yeah. If you have a pair of conjoined twins, for the sake of this argument, they're going to be female. And these two females are permanently conjoined. They cannot be separated without it being lethal to both of them because they share too many of the same systems. And they grow up.
Sarah Paulson from Freak Show.
More or less. Now they grow up and begin dating. Mm-hmm. And one night, one of them is out to dinner with her beau, where she discovers that he is not only dumping her, he has been cheating on her this whole time. Mm-hmm. In one move, she pulls the knife out from the dinner setting and stabs him through the heart. Mm-hmm. Time it takes is a fraction of a second. No premeditation. Hundreds of witnesses available. There was nothing the sister could do about it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with it from a legal standpoint with the interest of preserving justice?
Interest of preserving justice, she gets off for crime of passion. The other sister obviously couldn't have stopped her because she didn't know the primary sister's intentions. Granted, we haven't necessarily proven that there's a non-telepathy between twins, but for the sake of argument, let's say they're not, that they are, for all intents and purposes, two separate people that just happen to share one meat suit.
Well, honestly, even if they had shared thought, it really wouldn't matter. Instantaneous crime of passion, there would have been a fraction of a second to react.
Right.
Even my reflexes aren't that good, and I'm pretty reflexive. But the thing is, the problem with that is, though, if you use that as your argument that it would be okay because it was a crime of passion, then it would legitimize every crime of passion as being a lethal accepted.
Well, see, that's the thing. It already is. That's why there's manslaughter instead of just murder.
Yeah, but even manslaughter still gets prosecuted.
Right. Which it would, which in that particular case would have to come down to, okay, we'd like to incarcerate one body part. How do we incarcerate one body part without the other one? Simple matter. That would be probation. Yes, you're putting the other sister through, but, well, that's what grudges are for.
But that's where you immediately fail at justice. Because it's not just that the sister that did nothing should be punished for what the sister that did something did. But on the other hand, it's not acceptable that the sister who did something should get off scot-free because she's attached to a sister who did nothing.
Well, in all intents and purposes, justice in and of itself is a sociological invention that really has no point but to appease the masses. Does any one person really care that they went off and killed a neighbor who cheated them out of a couple of $100? No. What they worry is that the person that just went and killed the other one could do it to them, too, if they ever pissed them off enough.
Well, but you also have the friends and relatives of the victim.
Mm-hmm.
They lose out.
Right.
And then think about it, if the victim themselves is a landholder with personal and financial responsibilities, those personal and financial responsibilities are no longer being met because they've been inhumed. So at that point, it is a social necessity to prevent unnecessary loss of life.
Right, but that's not preventing loss of life, that's punishing death.
Which is presumably a method of preventing loss of life.
Which it isn't. That would imply that punishment is a deterrent. If someone wants to do something enough, they'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the current method of, okay, I'll just throw this person in jail, doesn't work. Because if they're perfectly fine with the idea of, well, if I do this, I only spend a couple of years on a government vacation. Granted, the sex sucks, but hey. But if that's the really only punishment and they're perfectly fine with that, they don't have a problem with doing that.
But we know it is a deterrent because you and I both know that if murder were legal and there was no legal repercussion to murder, how many people would be on your list?
You're talking the purge scenario where you have 1 day free, right?
Well, just in general. You're saying that the incarceration punishment is not a deterrent. Then what if we were to take the punishment completely off the table? There's no longer any punishment for murder. It's now perfectly legal.
Well, then it just becomes a question of how useful a person is to me. There are plenty of people that are actually rather useful that I really just plain don't like. Yes, would killing them make me feel better momentarily? Yes, but would the long-term ramifications suck? Yes. For instance, if you're in a town where there is only one store, and that store is a general store that sells everything, and you kill a shop owner who has no heirs, guess what? You've officially screwed over yourself and everybody else.
Well, yeah, but you and I both know that not everyone on your list is useful.
Right.
So you know there are people that you would happily go kill as long as you knew there was no repercussion to it and you were free to do so.
Right.
So punishment is a deterrent.
Well, punishment only by usefulness. So if they were all of a sudden not useful and there was no punishment involved, then of course it'd be like, oh, okay, bye.
Yeah, but punishment still comes
it'd be like
into play.
removing a gray hair.
Punishment is still part of it. Therefore, we do still have to have punishment for murder or manslaughter. But again, going back to the example of the sisters, how do you punish one and not punish the other? It brings up one of the basic issues in our legal system, which is that our legal system is entirely defined around punishing people by incarceration.
But you can't punish one of those halves without punishing the other.
If you're limited to the concept of incarceration.
Right, which means, hey, let's try to get inventive in this one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, okay, fine, we have the medical technology to theoretically be able to block pain from one sister to the other. I mean, that's just a nerve block. They do those to ladies in pregnancy all the damn time. So, okay, fine. Pain. That's a general basic human reaction. People try to avoid that as much as possible.
Well, and think about it. What is the main point of incarceration? Outside of it being a deterrent or a punishment, what does incarceration actually do to someone?
Generally speaking, it puts them into a small area where they have no freedom, or at least in what we would consider no freedom. But in all actuality, it's perfectly free because there's only one guard to God only knows how many people.
Yes, but what is the core concept behind the incarceration?
Strip away freedom.
And?
Add boredom.
Lose time.
That too.
You lose time. That is the main thing that incarceration does. You lose time. That's time you could be spending doing any number of things that you now cannot do because you're incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
One of the many colorful solutions I was given that I agree with and that I've augmented a bit in my own was, why not put the one sister into an induced coma?
Now, therein lies the problem. If you... Let's say we're going to hypothetical here, as we were just down this particular rabbit hole. You put one sister into an induced coma. What if that blocks off, say, 2 body parts to the first sister? She now has to be wheeled around in a wheelchair because she can't walk. She needs someone to help her because she can't wipe her own ass.
Potentially. But there's no guarantee of that.
Right.
It's still a viable possibility. One of the other fun ones that comes to us from the land of science fiction is an inhibitor.
Mm-hmm.
And I say science fiction just because that's where they came up with it, but in theory it would actually work. Say, an electrified band around the head that caused a shock every so often.
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily enough to be painful, just enough to be distracted.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you inhibit someone's capability.
Yeah.
The idea being a matter of social control is that if you have exceptional people and ordinary people, you put limitations on the exceptional people so that everyone operates at the same level.
I believe I remember reading a book about that in middle school. If I remember correctly, everyone in the society, folks who were rather large and strong, had to carry around varying amounts of weight on them, and folks who are particularly beauty had to wear masks.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, there was this national television show that everyone watched, and the particular person who broke in was the most violent offender of everything. He was absolutely beautiful and brutally huge and strong, and he broke into the middle of a ballet where he ripped off the mask of the obviously ugliest person there because their mask was the ugliest, ergo she was the most beautiful, and everything ensued. You know, they had a great dance, but they were eventually killed.
Mm-hmm. But still, the concept of inhibiting works. Like, in theory, you could also do an arm bind on the one arm.
Mm-hmm. Making yourself permanently reliant on another person.
In theory, the individual is always permanently reliant on another person.
Right. That's true. Unless the two sisters work as a team.
Well, and presumably, even if you're reliant on another person, you can become a team with that person.
Also true.
So... But anyway, it does bring up that issue, that concept of, once you take incarceration off the board, what else do you really have? What else can you really do that's going to affect or punish another individual for their crimes?
Well, then you just create a list of the things that people either are or want. Mm-hmm. Obviously, people we want all the time that we can get. I mean, we have a natural fear of death, so wasting time, at least in some part, bugs us. And then there's, like I said, the natural idea of pain. Just on an evolutionary scale, people avoid pain.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there are their basic things, their current possessions, because they obviously put value on them because they acquired them. So you just simply remove all that, have them start over from zero, and also as a social pariah.
Mm-hmm. Well, but again, in this case, you cannot instigate social pariah, because if you socially pariah one, you socially pariah both.
True. But I was just running through the list of things you could take away from that person.
Well, and then you come up with another limitation of why does it just have to be take away? Are there things you can give this person? Well, limitations you can create for this person that would, constitute punishment.
Well, giving them pain would be giving something. It wouldn't necessarily be taking away, except you'd be taking away comfort.
Yeah. Which is usually our natural state, unless we have some sort of medical condition that prevents it.
Right. What, put particularly heavy earrings on the one particular head?
Yeah, that'd be funny.
My ears are killing me. Yeah, well, you shouldn't have killed the bastard.
Yeah, but once you refer to him as the bastard, you sort of give credence to the idea that maybe he should have been killed.
Either that or she's just a bit of angry listening to her sister attached at the neck bitching about the person they killed. It's like, you couldn't have consulted me. We could have done it in a dark private area where we could have hidden it.
But yeah, like I said, it's an issue with justice is that we have a very, very limited way in which we provide it to victims and society in general. But anyway, so we're down to our last 5 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
What other sort of dark and evil things have been rolling around in your mind, such as it is?
Hummus.
With vegetables on the side?
Yeah, every once in a while. Or pita chips.
And then it's a homicide.
Yeah.
It's a horrible joke. I stole it from Stakeout. I'm very sorry. I'll never do it again, except that I probably will.
Of course. Because it's us. If we can't come up with horrible jokes, what the hell are we doing here?
Oh, so many horrible jokes. And we're so good at it, too. That's the problem.
I know, right?
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah.
So, anything else? Anything else rolling around? Anything else where you're like, this is the evil I must bring forth into the world?
Nothing that can't be saved for another show.
Well, fantastic. Well, thank you for listening. This has been the Graveyard with Geek-Daddy here on the Guild of Un-Medicated Hijinks. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.